Hey everyone, welcome to This Explainer. I'm really glad you're tuning in today because we're about to dive into a story from our source material that just completely shatters everything we're usually taught about building serious wealth. You know the drill. We always think you've got to launch a massive tech startup, inherit a ton of money, or get insanely lucky in the stock market to get rich. But today, we're looking at a real-life situation that proves that's just not true. This is the story of an absolutely ordinary couple and their 3 crore secret. So let's jump right in and break this down step by step because the lessons here are just incredibly powerful.
The source material actually kicks off with this exact line, and it's such a great hook. Recently, I had a call that completely blew my mind. I mean, just pause and think about that for a second. In the finance world, experts are staring at massive numbers and wildly complex portfolios all day long, right? So what kind of phone call actually blows their mind? Well, it wasn't a billionaire CEO. It wasn't some massive corporate buyout. As you're going to see, the real shocker is exactly who was on the other end of the line and what they had quietly pulled off.
Section 1, Meet the Millionaires.
So let's look at who was actually making that mind-blowing phone call. What we have here is this absolutely beautiful contrast between their everyday job titles and their bank balances. Over on the left, we've got the husband. He's a 65-year-old electrician working a standard private job. He's not running a massive electrical company. He's just a regular electrician. And his individual retirement savings? A staggering 1.4 crore rupees. Then there's his wife. Her job? An insurance agent. And her savings are even higher, sitting right at 1.6 crore rupees. I mean, these are just standard, everyday, working-class professions. These are literally the folks you pass by on the street every single day, and yet they're sitting on individual wealth that most high-level corporate executives only dream of having when they retire.
And when you bring his 1.4 crore and her 1.6 crore together, they are sitting on a unified retirement corpus of exactly 3 crores. 2 ordinary people on 2 totally normal salaries coming together to build this multi-crore fortress of wealth. So, naturally, the burning question you're probably asking yourself right now is, how on earth did an electrician and an insurance agent actually pull this off?
Section 2, The Simple Strategy. Well, according to the source material, this is their entire playbook. Step 1, they just earned their normal income. Step 2, every single year, they completely maxed out their PPF, the Public Provident Fund. And Step 3, every single year, they maxed out their EPF, the Employees Provident Fund. And honestly, that's it. For anyone unfamiliar, these are just standard government-backed accounts that give you guaranteed tax-free compounding. There were literally no secret underground stock tips, no crazy crypto day trading. They just used the reliable, standard funds that are available to pretty much everyone, and they maxed out their allowable contributions.
So the absolutely crucial takeaway here is that the true secret wasn't some incredibly complex financial product. It was just unwavering discipline year after year. In fact, every year is the magic phrase from the source text. They didn't just do this for 3 years when the market was looking good. They didn't skip a few years to buy flashy things. They made a solid plan to max out those safe, steady funds, and they relentlessly stuck to that plan for their entire working lives. It's honestly the ultimate proof of how powerful compounding consistency really is.
Section 3, The Power of Passive Income.
Okay, so now that we know how they built this 3-core mountain, let's talk about what having that mountain actually does for you in real life. We're going to be super conservative here, just like the source material is. Let's just assume they don't do anything fancy at all with that 3 crore. They just put it straight into a standard fixed deposit, an FD. And let's say that FD yields a simple 8% return, which is a very standard, safe benchmark. So what does that actually yield?
This brilliantly shows the absolute magic of building up a massive principal amount. An 8% return on 3 crores generates 24 lakhs a year. Just let that number sink in for a second. 24 lakhs a year in pure passive income. They don't have to lift a finger, they don't have to wire a single house, and they don't have to sell a single insurance policy to generate that cash flow. It just shows up year after year, completely like clockwork.
Let's break that down even further to make it super relatable. 24 lakhs a year divides perfectly into 2 lakhs a month. A 65-year-old electrician and his insurance agent wife now have a completely guaranteed income of 2 lakhs every single month for the rest of their lives. And you know what the absolute best part is? They're getting that 2 lakhs a month without ever touching the original 3 crores. That principle stays completely intact. That is literally the definition of financial freedom.
Section 4, Living Fully, Saving Wisely.
Now, I know exactly what you might be thinking right now. You're probably saying, well, to save that kind of money on those salaries, they must have lived a completely miserable life, right? like no vacations, just eating rice and beans for 40 years. But the source explainer explicitly clears this up. They did not stop living their lives. The transcript actually states that they lived their lives properly and fully. They didn't deprive themselves of joy at all. The key difference is just that they acted with total financial wisdom. They understood the difference between joyful spending and wasteful spending. They prioritized their future security by maxing out those provident funds first, and then they happily lived off whatever was left. It proves you absolutely don't have to choose between enjoying today and securing tomorrow. You really can and should do both.
Which brings us to our final takeaway for today. We've just walked through the irrefutable math of an electrician and an insurance agent who quietly built an absolute fortune without any special advantages at all. They had a really simple plan, and they had the wisdom to stick to it while still totally enjoying their lives. So the big question I'm leaving you with today is this. If an ordinary couple can build 3 crores just by saving wisely and consistently, what is stopping you? I really hope this explainer has sparked a new way of thinking about your own financial journey. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today, and keep building that discipline.